Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 3 of Miss B's virtual art classroom. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody who's been following along, all of your kind words that you've said, and of course everybody who sent me awesome pictures of their artwork. So not only have I gotten a lot of pictures, I got this letter in the mail and it says, "To Miss B," from ? So I thought we could just go ahead and open it together and see what it says. All right. It says, "Dear Miss B, your videos are great, but I bet you can do better. Love ? P.S. This is Mr. Courtney." What am I gonna do? I've got it. That's right, folks. Today, our lesson is better than ever because I'm not only going to show you one lesson. That's right. I'm going to show you 2. So today, you're going to learn how to make a reverse drawing using your eraser as the main drawing tool. And you're also going to learn how to make a textured cross rubbing like this using crayons and an old box of cereal. Today's phrase of the day is positive and negative space. Positive space is anything that takes up space in your artwork. So for instance, in this reverse drawing, the moon and the trees and the road leading up to the moon are our positive space, and negative space is everything around that. Normally, we would be drawing our positive space with our pencil and then erasing if we made a mistake back into our negative space. But because we're doing a reverse drawing, that means that we're switching the two. For our second project, our positive and negative space is going to be a little bit different than our first because we're going to be using our cut up cereal box to be making our positive and negative space. So our positive space is going to be our cross that we cut out, and then all of the little details and designs that we cut out as well. And then our negative space is just going to be our cardboard that we cut out behind. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. For a reverse drawing, the materials you're going to need are a piece of paper, preferably something a little bit thicker, a pencil, and a paper towel, if you can spare one. The first thing that you need to do is simply cover your paper with graphite, or basically the pencil lead. It's okay if it's streaky because that's what we're going to use the paper towel for in just a minute. Then pick up your paper towel and just rub that pencil lead into your paper, and it's going to make it an even coat. Now I'm going to be doing a drawing of a realistic ball of yarn. So if you would like to do the exact same thing, go ahead and follow this next part exactly, but you can do whatever kind of reverse drawing you would like. To start off drawing that ball of yarn, I just grabbed a cup that I had and I used that as a stencil to make a nice perfect circle to start off with. Make sure that your cup is completely dry, unlike mine was. And now for the fun part. We're gonna make sections of 3 parallel lines at a time, filling in our circle that we just drew. Notice how my lines are a little bit curved. If this was a ball of yarn in real life, then the yarn would be curving around because it would be 3D. That's why I'm curving my lines a little bit. So I have my first section. Now what I'm gonna do is just start filling in that entire circle with sections of 3 parallel curved lines. You can let them go every which way. After you're done filling your circle with yarn, I went ahead and just added one more string of yarn coming off of the ball of yarn. And then I went ahead and took my pencil and I flipped it back over and I started adding a shadow underneath my ball of yarn. That's going to be another cue that it's realistic. So underneath that ball of yarn, I just added a little bit of a darker area to make it look like a shadow. I also added that shadow underneath the string coming off of the yarn ball. Finally, I just decided to erase in a little cat next to our yarn just because cats like to play with yarn. So if you would like to add something like that as well, you definitely can. If you think of your own thing, you can definitely do that as well. Now let's go ahead and get started with our second project. The materials you're gonna need are just regular thin printer paper, a pencil, scissors, a Sharpie is optional, some form of glue, crayons, and of course that empty box of cereal. My cereal of choice is a knockoff brand of Cheerios. First thing I want you to do is open up that box, and I want you to cut it so that it's just one long piece of cardboard. So it should not be three-dimensional at all. I went ahead and cut off the front so that it was just a little bit easier to deal with when I was cutting smaller pieces. Then take your white piece of paper, hold that in place, and make an outline on your cardboard. Take your scissors and cut that out. This is going to be the base of the stencil that we're going to make. We're going to be building a cross on top of our base of cardboard. Hold on to those scraps because we're going to be using those in just a minute to build that cross. We're going to start building the vertical part of that cross. That's the up and down part. Now, you can decide if you just want to keep it a regular rectangle. That's fine. That's a little bit easier. If you would like to add a little bit of a shape to yours, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just making it come in a little bit, almost like an hourglass. And so I'm just making a pencil line of where I'm going to cut, and then I'm just going to cut that out. It kind of looks like a tie to me. Make sure that it fits inside of your cardboard. Now, this is where that Sharpie comes into place. I'm just taking my Sharpie and making an outline so that it's easier for me to see and easier for you guys to watch on your screen. Now, I'm gonna take another scrap of my cardboard and I'm gonna fold that in half. This is going to be the horizontal part or the side-to-side part of my cross. So what I did was I drew a trapezoid shape. Now, if you would prefer to just make it a rectangle, that's fine as well. Make sure you draw all four sides. Take your scissors and cut that out. I did my outlines, but you do not have to. Now I'm gonna take my glue stick and I'm just gonna glue down my cross. Now we're gonna add some designs to our cross. What I did was I looked at my scraps and I decided if I wanted to just keep some of the scraps that were already cut, and I added some fun shines coming off of my cross. I'm not gonna glue anything down yet because I might end up wanting to move things around. What you can also do is use some of your bigger pieces of cardboard and cut out some shapes as well. This is a part where you really get to get creative and decide how you wanna add your designs. You can also use some common household items as stencils, kind of like I did with my cup for our last project. I ended up using the glue stick cap as a stencil to make some nice even circles as well. So feel free to look around your house and find some stencils as well. Once you have all your designs where you would like them, go ahead and take your glue and glue all of those designs down. Right, now here is where the real magic is gonna happen. Go ahead and take your crayons and go ahead and pick a color. What you're gonna do is hold that paper in place. Make sure you hold it down really tight so it doesn't move around. And I want you to color your entire paper with only side to side or horizontal lines all the way up and down your paper. And you're gonna see that that cross is revealed. What's cool about this project is you can do this as many times as you want. You can also feel free to use multiple colors. I decided for my last one, I was gonna try to make like a sunset. So see what cool things you can do with multiple colors as well. As I was working on this project, I started to think about how cool it was that we're using this plain, ordinary white paper, and as we continue to color, our cross suddenly starts to appear and reveal itself on our paper, and it becomes this really cool, beautiful artwork. And I started to think about how the plain white paper kind of symbolizes our day-to-day life right now. We're all stuck inside, and sometimes it seems kind of hard to see God in our everyday life, but if we look closely, we start to see God revealing himself to us, kind of like the cross did in this project. So a little challenge that you could also do this week is try to see the ways that God is revealing himself to you every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to keep sending me pictures of your awesome artwork that you made this week. I miss you guys, and I hope that y'all continue to stay creative. So now I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy a nice bowl of ice cream because of all of my hard work, and I give you permission to do the same. See y'all next week. Portions of this video reflecting the views of a certain principal mentioned do not reflect the actual views and beliefs of the person and were added for comedic purposes only. He is very supportive. Hey guys, this is Miss B here. I know I didn't have a special guest this week, but I would like to just go ahead and give a little shout out to my lovely assistant. Tell the class, have a great day.